Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jade Monkey. We're back here in Rust, and we're talking about the vehicles, the modular vehicles in Rust coming for PC, PlayStation 4, and the Xbox. Now, I should say, these are my thoughts on the modularity, or some of the some of the vehicle photos that we've seen from the developers. But just putting it out there, we're specifically circling this up around PC, but this does pertain to everybody because whether this is in the beta or not, the modular vehicles will be in the main game. I'm guessing it'll be in the beta, but that's another discussion for another time. But either way, this is content coming for us, and these are my thoughts on the vehicle. So sorry if this is a little all over the place, but I was looking through the photos and I found some really cool stuff, and I wanted to share it with you guys because it's super exciting. By the way, this should be happening on Monday, the 18th of May. As of recording this, that is still the time. So be on the lookout. We'll be trying it out on the PC just with the console eye, because we know this is coming for the console. And we're just anxious to see how these all shake out. Now, this vehicle you're looking at now is a developer vehicle, test vehicle. You can only spawn it in if you're an admin, or an admin spawns it in for you. But it gives you a good idea of maybe what they're looking at as far as, well, like a year ago. But these are the actual vehicles I'll be showing you here in a second. Boop, 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 beep. Okay, so I did isolate some of these vehicles from the actual images that the developers gave out. So hopefully this makes sense. I'm kind of doing this in a very janky way. So yeah, it was just really exciting because I started to go through here and I started to pour over the information. And I was just, I don't know, I just made some conclusions that I thought were interesting that I really wanted to share with everybody. Okay, so again, welcome to Jade Monkey's Thoughts on Rust Vehicles. Soon for both PC, Xbox, and PlayStation 4. Yeah. Okay, so one of the first vehicles we saw, we can see there's three distinct sections. We'll call this Vehicle A. And again, I hope this all makes sense because I'm so excited about this. I'm excited about the beta, but I'm excited about the vehicle beta that's happening on Monday. Anyways, so we have three sections. We have the first section, right? Mid-section, which could be for cargo, maybe a weapon, we're not sure. And then the back maybe isn't built out, but it does look like there are three sections on this frame. Okay, cool. And it looks like maybe the engine's right here. And there's two seats. You got your driver and Mr. Hazmat Man. Okay, moving onward. So you can basically deduce that there's three sections. We have wheel, frame, 1, 2, and 3. The front section would be 1, rear section would be 3. Okay, great, sweet. Pretty basic stuff, right? So as I started to compare it to other, see, I'm like pointing and you guys can't really tell. I have to make sure I'm moving the cursor around. As I was doing this through, or just comparing the two here, well, if you look here, three sections again, but I noticed a couple of things. A, this engine, or I should say first, because the other one's A. This engine is much larger. The cab is its own section, but also another spot for Mr. Passenger, and my personal favorite, looks like storage. They look like knocked over filing cabinets. Awesome. I'm excited about loot mobiles. So, and it looks like you can configure them, but just comparing the two, it looks like you have one with an engine built into the cab, which would obviously be a weaker engine because there's not as much space. And again, I should say all of this is my speculation based off of what I've seen. But if you look here, this is a much larger engine. So already you can say, okay, bigger engine, more fast, right? Okay, cool. Three sections. Let's go ahead and scroll down and let's look at vehicle number C. Okay, so everything we've looked at up to this point is three sections, but look at this. Look at this. What size is that to you? I see two distinct sections. So are there different frame sizes, question mark? This looks like a 2-slot frame, which is cool, right? So if you, and also, if you look at this section, it looks like if there is an engine there, I can't see it, but this also looks like an engine. So is this not an engine here? And then this is the engine? Because this definitely looks like B's engine, doesn't it? Like 100% just looks backwards. So that's awesome. So we have multiple size frames, question mark, configuring this. But more importantly, I have the arrow going here. So let's say you're driving down the road and incoming fire. So let's say the engine would take damage. So you would take the damage in the front, protecting the vehicle, right? So that also begs another question. Durability, right? Durability on the engine. How exposed is the driver? Because obviously the vehicle's compromised if, the driver's done. So, you know, can you protect the engine that may be weaker? Are there different types of engines? Well, clearly there are, because we have this giant engine, and then we have this more built-in engine, because I definitely don't see an engine back here. There's nothing hunched over. I drew this piece on. If you're comparing, what is this, C to A. Okay, so check this out. Right, so we keep going. This one's cool. Okay, what's up with this? Vehicle D clearly has no engine, except in the front. So that has to be a thing, which would be awesome, and I'm expecting it to be, and we'll tell you on Monday, right? Or I should say the 18th. Is that, yeah, I think that's on Monday. Is this 4 frames? Because now I'm seeing a section here. I'm seeing one with extra passengers, another one, and then one in the back. Right? So 4 sections? Or maybe just the midsection, you can put a bulkier piece and then you can fit a 2-seater. I don't know, but to me this looks longer. Question mark? Anybody? Comments? Throw them down below in the video. Like, anybody? These are things we definitely want to explore, things we'll be knocking through. I have been checking the commit list too, and I'll be showing you guys some of that here in a little bit. But I don't know, this is just so exciting to me that, I don't know, I just thought I would kind of share it just off of just a basic pass through, right? And kind of isolating these guys. Okay, so vehicle E, hey, is this 3 sections, 2 sections? And this is definitely an armored vehicle, right? Because I can see the driver's seat, or so, I don't know what this is, but it looks like a seat. So I don't see, oh, this could be an engine in the back. Maybe that is, hang on, let's see. Actually, I just now noticed this. Because there's like a little tiny, maybe it is. Oh, okay, so maybe the big engine's back here. You have an extra seat here, and then this is the armored front for the driver. Yeah, I see headlights, so this has to be the front. Also, I see, excuse me, armored spots here. So are the vehicles weak? Do they take damage? I mean, if this is Rust, these vehicles have to be destructible, right? I mean, I'm just asking the questions, putting it out there. Also, red usually means fuel, and blue usually means water. So what's up with that? Right? Or that's just, you know, some of the visual style of it. But how cool is that? So think about some of the different applications we can have for this. Let's say you've got a bunch of loot in your base, and you want to move, you know, to another base or to the outpost or something and do some trading. This would be your best bet, right? I mean, it doesn't really matter if they can't hit you, right? And if you're going fast enough, you know, maybe we'll push it faster. So it brings up a lot of different questions: acceleration, engine types, weight, protection, destruction, frame size, configurations. Like, we know there's different configurations because it is modular, but you know, different uses for this. You know, like what makes sense. I mean, there's definitely 2 and 3 size frames. Unless I'm missing something completely, because this little guy looks dinky. Also, okay, so let me go through a few commits. As we start to go over this, both before the beta and during, we'll also be sharing more of our thoughts on this. But here's some commits I found that were interesting. You ready for this? Okay, so we did verify that there are damage levels to your vehicle. Let's see, we have the fuel light, so clearly it takes low grade. That's not a huge surprise. Vendors, right? 2 vendors to compound setup, orders and cost, price for temporary, ready for public testing. Also telling us it's very, very close. Oh, they have one of the same. Oh man, I thought I had the other one. So get this, I do remember this from memory. They did say, and I'm sorry I don't have the commit for this, they did say specifically that, oopsie, look at that little guy. They did say specifically that the decay time, so if you've ever, okay, so let me rewind this. So the decay time for helicopters is 8 hours indoors, right? So if you have it indoors, you can keep it for longer. So apparently vehicles have the same kind of thing, and they did say this was placeholder, but they put in there and they said decay time indoors for vehicles are 36 hours. And there was actually rationale put in there saying that, i.e., it's more difficult to put together a car than it is to find a helicopter on the road. I tend to agree with that, especially if you're, you know, this is your little baby. Clearly you can fix it just like a helo, but I thought that was rather interesting. And again, I'm sorry I don't have the commit, but it's definitely a thing. So I would expect long decay times, or long decay times when you're indoors, which makes sense because it's a higher value asset. It definitely makes sense. So, you know, just keep an eye out, man. Like, this stuff is so exciting. These vehicles have been teased for a long time. And like ever since we got this thing in, the garage doors, it's always been like, man, when's this coming? When's this coming? So it's just really cool to finally see more finalized pieces for this. And then them saying that the beta for the vehicles is happening on the 18th of Monday. So again, this does pertain to everybody. In the short term, it's PC, but again, anything on PC is coming full bore to the Xbox and the PlayStation. So don't think that it's not. It definitely is. And dare I say, they might try to squeeze this in for the beta, but we'll see. So yeah, we'll keep pouring over this and checking out little tidbits we found here and there. This one's interesting. I bet this little guy's fast. So if you found this useful, helpful, be sure to drop a like on the video. It really does help out. And again, if you have any questions, be sure to drop them down in the comments below in this video. We do read over those. We do a lot of live streams over in Rust. Obviously, we're doing it on PC right now because it's the only place we have it available. But as soon as this hits beta for the Xbox and the PlayStation, we are all over it. So join us, right? An excellent reason to subscribe and turn on notifications if you have not. And those of you that have, I appreciate you guys. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you guys in the next video / live stream. Love you. And yeah, we're out of here. We out of here. Let's drive into the ocean. Actually, I probably won't do anything because I'm admin right now. Yeah. This is terrifying. This is terrifying. This is terrifying. Okay, I'm good. There's water coming in the vehicle.